Hi, my name is Amjad Farhan. I'm the manager of mobile software applications at SkyWave, and in this video, I'll demonstrate a number of features offered by the Garmin Dispatch Agent service provided by SkyWave to communicate with a Garmin device connected to an IDP terminal. For questions on this video or on Garmin Dispatch, please contact our customer support at support@skywave.com. I will first clarify the target audience for this video and the minimum requirements you need to have in order to replicate the demo described in this presentation. I will then give you a quick overview of Garmin Dispatch Agent service. Then I will show you a live demo that highlights a number of Garmin Dispatch features such as open text messaging and CAN or quick text messages. The target audience for this video is users or managers interested in using Garmin Fleet Management Interface FMI features remotely over satellite or cellular networks using IDP terminals, and users who have basic understanding of SkyWave's IDP terminal capabilities. In this demonstration, you will need an IDP terminal or a desktop terminal, IDP development cable, IDP Garmin cable, FMI compatible Garmin device, power supply, a Windows computer with a SkyWave SDK installed on it, Garmin FMI and Garmin Dispatch service package files. The Garmin Dispatch Agent is a compiled Lua service that is compatible with all IDP terminals. It has a unique service identification number or SIN of 124. And it can be enabled or disabled on demand. This service is part of a premium set of billable Lua services offered by SkyWave to help reduce development and integration time for IDP applications. It basically provides an over-the-air or OTA link between a back-end server application and a remote Garmin device connected to an IDP terminal to access many Garmin FMI features like text messaging, driver identification, and stops management. The over-the-air messages, properties, and features supported by the agent are described in AS028 document. For our demonstration, we will be using a Garmin PND connected to an IDP desktop terminal. And as our back office application, we will be using Messenger from the IDP Developer Toolkit. Messenger is to the left of your screen, and the Garmin screen is shown on your right. In this demo, I will send a simple text message over the air using a simulated gateway tools from a back-end application like SkyWave's Messenger tool to a Garmin device connected to an IDP terminal. I will also create a text message on a Garmin device connected to an IDP terminal and send this message over the air to a back-end application like SkyWave's Messenger tool. Let's start by sending a text message from the back-end server to the Garmin device connected to IDP. So we can select the terminal ID, select the service Garmin Dispatch, and select the message that we want to send, min60, to send a text message. Fill out the necessary fields, so our text message, and leave the other fields which are optional unpopulated. Now the message has arrived on the Garmin screen. Let's send a reply back from Garmin via IDP to the back-end office. And let's hit send and confirm that, and notice now on the back-end office application that the message has been received, and you can see the text message that we type is there along with other fields like position information. In this demo, I will send a message over the air using a simulated gateway tools from a back-end application like SkyWave's Messenger tool to a Garmin device connected to an IDP terminal in order to define a number of quick messages on a Garmin device. I will then select these newly defined quick messages on the Garmin device and see their corresponding actions. Let's start by checking what quick messages are defined on IDP via Garmin. So currently we have no quick messages defined. So let's go and define a couple. So from the messenger tool, we can create a new message to mobile message and send it to the IDP terminal that is connected to Garmin. So we'll select the terminal IDs, the Garmin Dispatch service, and select the set quick message list to mobile message. Now let's define two quick messages in this case. So we'll select two, and then notice that each quick message has a unique message ID that corresponds to it. So the first one has a message ID of 0, and it is for start trip. The second quick message will have an ID of, let's say, message ID 1, and then let's send this message to Garmin. Notice, by the way, that quick messages correspond to canned message, so the driver does not have to type that text message and send it back to the office. So the status of the to mobile message is now acknowledged, so Garmin has received it, and if we check on Garmin, we have two quick messages now. If we send the first one, start trip, and notice on the messenger tool in the from mobile folder, now we have received a quick message. Notice that the content of the message is not there, but the reference to that message is there. So the message ID 0 corresponds to the start trip. If we send the other quick message like end trip from Garmin and go and check in Messenger to see if we have received the quick message, and when we receive it, notice that it has a message ID of 1, which corresponds to the end trip. Also notice the extra fields that have been added by IDP terminal, like position information. Now let me show you a case where a quick message would not result in sending a from mobile message over the air. Instead, it would send a text message with information from the IDP terminal back to the Garmin user. So let's go and send a new quick message and define it on the IDP terminal. So send this mobile ID, select the SYN, and select the to mobile min message ID, and add a single new quick message, and we need to give it a new message ID that is unique and different from the previous one. So for example, message ID number 2, and we need to assign a text. For example, let's say in this case, get battery voltage. Now what we also want to do here is we want to use and utilize this optional field called Lua chunk, and we want to add some Lua code here that will do one of three things. So one, it will read the battery voltage from IDP terminal, then it will send it to the Garmin device and display it as a text message for the Garmin user, and finally it will tell the Garmin dispatch not to send an over-the-air message in response to selecting this quick message. So if we send this message and check the status of this message using from the to mobile folder, confirm that it has been acknowledged, which means that IDP has received it and sent it to the Garmin device. Notice now on the Garmin device that we have a third quick message. If we send it, we will get a local text message with the battery voltage in it. Now notice also that no from mobile over the air message has been sent in Messenger, as you can see. In this video, I demonstrated how Garmin Dispatch Agent installed on an IDP terminal could be used to exchange text messages over the air with a connected Garmin device. I hope you found it useful. I encourage you to check out our other Garmin Dispatch videos for more features. And thanks for watching.